What would you do if you worked 30 years for a company, you were promised a pension, which is basically your retirement. That's the thing that you're working for. When we coming up in Detroit, it's interesting because the goal, because I was born in the 80s, I'm a geriatric millennial. The goal was to ultimately get in the plant. The number one job here in Detroit as I was growing up in the late 80s, early 90s was just got to get a job at GM, just got to get a job at Ford, just got to get a job at Chrysler. Now, this is before they had the 2 tiers. This is before they had the different contract work. Yo, if I can get in at the plant, I am going to be absolutely, positively made. I'm a made man for the rest of my life. If I can get my 90 days in with the union gonna protect me. We're gonna be making $32 an hour. We're gonna get A-plan papers. We're gonna be riding that Cadillac on 20s. We're gonna be doing it, right? And that was the goal for a lot of us growing up, because all we knew and all the examples that we had largely were the dudes that worked at Ford, Chrysler, and GM, right? And back then, they were focused on giving people pensions. It was the steel mills. So I worked at Rouge Steel. It was the steel mills. It was the Chrysler plant. It was the Ford plant. It was the GM plant. And we had no thoughts of being engineers and software engineers and mechanical engineers and any of that. We just wanted to get in on the plant floor because that's all we seen. The OGs had multiple different chicks. They had alternate families. They was able to take care of they baby mamas and then they other family that their wife didn't even know that they had because they was fucking around and they was at the bar. You know how it is. My Detroit brethren that had uncles and OGs and all of these dudes that was working in the plant, it was a different time. Everybody knew that these dudes didn't go home because they didn't want to deal with the chick that was at home waiting for them. They had whole other families on the side. That was still a thing in the late 80s and the early 90s. And then pensions was a thing, right? Pensions were a big deal. Pensions were much different than what we have today, which is 401ks, right? Eaton Steel. Yep. Shout out to the people at Eaton Steel. 401ks is you investing in it and the company incentivizing you to invest in it and the government incentivizing you to invest in it because they forego the amount of money, right, that you would normally pay in taxes, and then you don't start paying taxes until you draw off of it once you retire. But in the meantime, all of that money is accumulating and it's compounding and it's becoming much greater in order for you to be able to have something to survive off of and not depend on Social Security, right? Greg Smith said it's still like that in there. Shit. Real talk. It's still like that. But a pension was much different, and a pension is a much older, right? The pension begat the 401k. And so what happened with a pension is if you got your 30 years in at Ford or whatever, so on and so forth, basically you give them 30, they'll give you a lifetime of retirement. They'll make sure that you're taken care of. But eventually they started doing away with pensions because they became too expensive for companies, legacy companies, because it was very difficult for them to be able to make that payment. And you were depending on that company in order to survive, in order for you to continue to get your pension. And there was no guarantee that you were going to get more benefits as you retired because inflation, the cost of living was going to continue to go up. So a lot of people were dependent on that pension in order for them to become successful. And there's still industries that exist with that pension. But let me show you something really quickly because I want to bring you into 2023 and what you can hope to depend on once you get there and once you get your 30 years in for those of you that's dependent on a pension.
No, it ain't you. It's these motherfuckers right here. It's the motherfuckers on the top. But now we gotta do this again. We gotta do this again. And nobody tell me, and nobody here tell me why I get emotional. Why you talk like that? That's fine. That's fine. You can do that. You don't know what I'm motherfucking feel. I'm gonna ass over this motherfucking. Exactly. I mean, 30-something motherfucking years. Yeah, I agree too. 30-something years. You tell me I ain't got no motherfucking pension. Yeah, and nobody tell me to calm my ass down. Everybody tell me to calm down. Shut this my motherfucking money y'all playing with. Right. You're right.
So this is what I'll say.
You gonna tell me how to motherfucking feel? That shit, man.
So this is what I'll say.
Yes.
Anytime the government
analyze
government bails out a corporation.
So this man right here, who you see right here, is working for a company, and everybody is trying to maintain their calmness. They're trying to be cool and collected. And the company itself just came by, especially for a lot of these dudes that's been working there for 30 years. And they said, listen, fam, shout out to Craig G, shout out to all of the super chatters. I'm going to be reading those super chats shortly. They came through and they say, listen, you don't get no pension. The company is doing away with it. We can't afford it. Things are going to be changing. You fucked up. Just like that, you fucked up. And it's a lot of people that was in the comments of these videos on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And they were saying, yeah, these big companies don't care about you and all of this other type of stuff. Men have understood this. We've always understood that it's a kill or be killed. You get what you negotiate, not necessarily what's promised to you, right? And things can change at the drop of a dime. At the drop of a dime. So what you see right here is this man spazzing out, justifiably. Because they just came to him after he'd been with that company for 30-something years and told him, listen, fam, you're going to be working for the rest of your motherfucking life. That's it for you. You're going to be working for the rest of your motherfucking life. Ain't no pension for you. None of that. And he spazzed out. He said, listen, you messing with my money, fam. And what could he do about it? What could he do about it? Let's revise the question. Because we got a whole show lined up for you today. What would you do? That is the Yellow Trucking Company. Let me revise the question a little bit differently. What are you going to do? A lot of you sit here and you watch the Millionaire Morning Show every day. And I do what we call putting the medicine in the candy. So we have a level of entertainment, but it always comes back down to the money. And the number one thing that I keep trying to tell y'all on a regular basis is that you can't depend on anything or any company or anyone, and you have to take ownership and responsibility for where it is that you live in life. Sharon said, can they do that after 30 years? I don't know. They did it. You can fight them if you want to. But I'm never going to depend on a company in order to make sure that I'm sufficient or I'm fully taken care of. I'm never going to put my eggs all the way in that basket for a promise that somebody gave me. Ever. Ever. Y'all sitting here hoping that Social Security is going to be around when y'all retire. We got 20-something-year-olds in here. We got 30-something-year-olds in here. We got 40-something-year-olds in here. We got 50-something-year-olds in here. Make sure y'all hit a like for the YouTube algorithm. The likes is very, very low considering that we have over 1,000, over 1,100 people in here and climbing every day. And y'all refuse to do the thing that's in your own best interest, which is put yourself in a position of power, invest in yourself, take care of yourself. Before we get over into the entertainment aspect of this, I want to put this at the beginning because I know, a lot of people be here for the entertainment value and they don't really know that we putting the medicine inside of the candy. And I want to help you to understand something. You're going to get old one day, and you know what's going to happen? You're not going to really be able to work anymore. You're not going to go to Walmart to get that greeter job because you just need something to do. You're going to get there in order to help bridge you and hope for you to be able to. And here's the thing. It's going to be more expensive. Listen, some of you are 20 years old. Don't you know food is going to be exponentially more expensive when you get 69 and a half, if you even make it there, because some of y'all are trying to beef and pull up on each other. Some of y'all are 30 years old. Don't you know you got a whole 50, 60 ball of living ahead of you and that nobody is going to be Biden is going to be dead. Obama, dead. He ain't going to be able to help you. He going to leave you with a legacy of homosexuality and feminism inside of your households, and there's going to be nothing and no one that's going to be able to save you. Obama not going to be able to help you. All of these modern women that y'all watching on the internet, they're going to be in the same position as you. Robots is going to be taking your jobs. Artificial intelligence is coming. Your kids is going to be dependent on you, and they're going to be living in your basement. They're going to be making pods in order for y'all to continue to try to find somewhere to live, and the spaces that you're going to live in is going to be much smaller. They're not making no more room on Earth. Florida going to be fucking flooded. 3 insurance companies just pulled out of Florida this past week. 3 new insurance companies, including Farmers and AAA, is no longer going to be insuring homes inside of Florida. It's fucked up. The projection is going to be bigger and wider, and it's going to be a much larger gulf between those that have and those that don't have. And so this is one of those fire and brimstone moments. You know how when you used to go to church and the preacher occasionally would stop playing games with you and he would tell you, hey, you're going to fucking go to hell if you don't get your life together, and everybody will be in the audience like, why am I telling you this? Why am I emphasizing this? Why am I trying to convince you of this? Why am I throwing this fire and brimstone message over to you? It's better to be rich than to be poor. It's better to be in a position to where somebody don't have control over whether or not you're going to be taken care of when you're retired. If you're dependent on the federal government and the Ponzi scheme that is Social Security in order to make sure that you're taken care of, you are going to be shit out of luck. I am warning you right now. If you are waiting on somebody to come and save you, you are going to be shit out of luck. Somebody said AI can't replace carpentry. Shit. Listen, you ain't even got to worry about AI. Your knees ain't going to work the same way that they were. What you think that you bending over and putting you going to be tired as fuck. You going to need knee replacements, fam. Hip replacements. You ain't going to be able to dance the same way that I dance. I'm going to be over here like this. And they're going to be wheeling you through. You're going to be sitting in that chair that they need to get you down the aisle a little bit early in order to get on the plane, and I'm going to be just chilling sitting in first class. You want to fucking work for the rest of your life? Every dime that you get, you spend it. That car that you buying, in 5 years, it's going to be a newer version of it, and your shit going to be old. Hey, remember when donks was big? Remember when everybody thought that they was rolling because they was on 20s? Remember when people was putting TVs in the headrest of their cars and we thought that shit was cool? Nobody gives a fuck anymore. Nobody gives a fuck anymore about what car who was riding in the year 2000. Nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about what you was riding. When I see these old timers or the dudes that I even used to go to school with, and they be like, yeah, man, Anton, remember when we was kings? And I be thinking to myself, my best years is ahead of me. I'm investing my money. I'm maxing out every single year on my 401k. I'm very, very secure in the fact that I have life insurance and health insurance and dental. That shit matters. You gonna be dependent on Medicare and Medicaid? Really? Is that what you gonna work? Is that what you dependent on? You dependent on the federal government. They can't even fucking give you a promise to forgive your student loans. That shit's starting back up next month. At the end, literally, at the end of August, student loan payments is going back into full effect. Nobody's gonna care about whether or not you got your BBL. That shit gonna fade away. You're gonna get wrinkled hips, knees replacements, all of that type of shit. Even if you in good health, you're going to have to utilize every bone and fiber in your body to be able to get up early in the morning at the same time that you're getting up right now to go and compete with these young niggas that's out here grinding and hustling and trying to run the bag up. And you're going to be 69, 70 years old, still getting up in the morning trying to figure out how it is that you're going to pay your bills so that you don't outlive the possibility of going homeless. Is that what you want? How many more pairs of Jordans can you get? How many more cars can you drive? And I'm not saying anything is wrong with having luxury things. I'm saying take care of your business first. How many of y'all are son husbands right now? I can't tell you how many phone calls that I get on a regular basis on coaching calls, and dudes are telling me that they can't figure out how it is that they can get ahead, or they can't move over into the city that they want to move over to, or they can't fully fund their daughter's college fund. You know why? Because they have to be son husbands to their motherfucking mother that don't have shit, live to be single, and is now depending on her kids in order to make sure that she's taken care of. That's fucked up. That's you. That's you. Hold on. Let me help you out. You are going to be the person that is the burden on your family because you didn't do what you were supposed to do now, and everybody gonna fucking hate you because they're gonna have to be staying where they are and they can't live their own life because you never did what you were supposed to do and being responsible and taking care of things as an adult and putting yourself in a position to where then you can leave something to your kids instead of leaving something as a burden for them. You gonna be the one that is the burden on your family, and everybody gonna be nice around you. And when they drop you off, they gonna hate you because they gonna hate the fact that they gotta deal with you and be a fucking son husband or a son wife to you and take care of you because you didn't do the thing that you were supposed to do right now. The same way that you hate the fact that you can't do what you want to do now because you got to make sure that your parents is taken care of. You can't drive what you want to drive. You can't travel to where you want to go to. You can't move the way you want to move because your parents are now becoming dependent on you because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And now it's going to be the same way the other way around with you and your kids. I knew a dude that had kids. He had a whole lot of kids, over 10 kids, hoping that one of the motherfuckers became successful. And none of them became successful because they was all hood dudes. Somebody said, what's a son husband? A son husband is a mother that then depends on a level of companionship from the children because she didn't do what she was supposed to do in her relationships and she didn't do what she was supposed to do with her finances. And so the kids have to give some level of companionship and largely serves as the person that's there for and with the person instead of the companion that they were supposed to be with because they wanted to be a modern woman at that particular time. It's plenty of things that I could buy, do. As phenomenal as my life is right now, there are plenty of things that I could have done for me, selfishly. But you know what I did? I did something else long-term for me selfishly in order to ensure that my daughter got an inheritance and not had to have a fish fry if anything ever to happen to me or when it is that we get older. My job is to empower her, not burden her. When are we going to make the sacrifices and do the thing that's in our own best interest for the people that come after us? Why do we have to be a burden on society? Why do we have to be a burden on taxpayers? Why do we have to be a burden for our children? Why can't we be a benefit? My goal, my prayer is to leave this earth in a better space had I not been here, not to be a burden on somebody else. When you going to stop fucking up in your relationships? When everybody going to stop hating you? When you going to be a benefit to somebody else? When you going to start fully funding your 401k? You can't fund your 401k on $50,000 a year and have 2 kids. You can't fund your 401k. Half of your money would go into 401k and then you would be poverty level if you even tried. Every single day you live in paycheck to paycheck. What the fuck is going on? You can't breathe wrong. You don't even be comfortable at your job because you know that if you get fired, you fucked over. You fucked up. It's over for you. You practically homeless. You don't even want to go home because you got write up. Half of you motherfuckers is on a PIP right now. And yeah, you know what a PIP is, a performance improvement plan. Meaning that if you don't meet the motherfucking criteria, some of y'all are one late away from getting fired from your job in the midst of a recession for you. When you gonna grow the fuck up and pick it up? When you gonna show up? When you gonna do something that's in the best interest of the people that surround you and stop being a burden? Why the union gotta keep defending you instead of negotiating for better wages for the best of the rest of the union? I hated the union. I hate it because they spent the majority of their time trying to defend the Pookies instead of trying to do the thing that was in the best interest for the group. When you gonna do the thing that's in your own best interest? We tired of you, boss. We's tired of you. Every single day that I go outside, I have to get a whole bunch of money out of the ATM, before I even park my car, because I know that it's going to be some hungry niggas that's asking me for some money or buy them some food or some shit outside. I'm their daddy. I'm their father. I'm their father. If I don't come down here the weeks that I'll be out of town or I got to go somewhere and I'll be filming, it seemed like they done got 5-10 pounds lighter. They be like, man, where you been at? They sitting there waiting for me to come downtown, hoping that I take that path and pass them by, hoping that I give them some money so that they can continue their life. That's fucked up. Come on, man, let's pick it up. Make the sacrifice now, be able to do whatever it is that you want to do for the rest of your life. Stop depending on other people in order to make sure that you're okay. Fix your relationships, go to work and do your job correctly so that God can actually bless you. And this is the thing about God, right? You keep wondering why you can't get another job because he don't want to take the same you with you, and then you embarrassing him, keep talking about I'm a Christian or I'm doing things in the name of the Lord. God is tired of people professing themselves to be followers of Christ and really be full of the devil. God is tired of people professing themselves to be followers of his son, but is really full of the devil. That's why he won't let you go to the next level, because you're embarrassing him. And in order for you to be able to get to the next level, you got to take the steps. You can't take the fucking elevator because you're not ready for success. Some of y'all are not ready for success. The reason why you can't get to the next level, the reason why you don't make any more money is because God knows that if you make one more dollar than you're making right now, you're going to lose your motherfucking family. I'm trying to move over to the next subject, but God, he keeps saying, hit him. That's all I keep hearing in the back of my mind is hit him. God knows that he can't give you one more dollar. You can't get a raise. You can't get a promotion. You trying to figure out why? Because you don't have the character that's going to keep you where your talent and your success is going to take you. You can't get no more money. You can't travel nowhere because you can't fucking handle it. Every time you go over somewhere, every time you at a work conference, your eyes is wandering and you trying to figure out who it is that you can get over to your hotel room because you can't do what the fuck you supposed to do and hold down your motherfucking family and be the person or the reflection of what you want your daughter to marry when you grow up. That's why you can't get no success. I said it. Listen, I'm going to tell you. You keep asking for a sign from God. You keep praying for a raise and promotion. You keep going to the motherfucking church and having them touch on your head with some olive oil and ask them to be able to pray for you. Hey, saints, pray for me. My boss is against me. No, it's not your boss. It's that God keep preventing you from going to the next level because he don't want you to fuck up your whole life. That's why you're not ready for success. The character is the thing that keeps you when you start to go over into the successful aspects of your life. You can't handle it. You're going to mess up your life. You're going to ruin your wife. You're going to fuck up your family. You're going to throw away your kids. They're going to hate you all because you couldn't handle success because you didn't pray for the things you were supposed to. You keep praying for money and you ain't praying for character. You keep praying for money and you ain't praying for character, fam. Pray for humility. Pray for character. Pray for the things that's going to keep you. Ask God what is it that he wants for you instead of keep asking for requests. You don't even get on your knees and be thankful in the morning. Every day you get on your knees and you be begging God, send me a man, send me some money, send me a better home, send me this shit. You ain't even thankful for the shit that he gave you. And then you're going to keep on getting on your knees begging God for more shit. You don't want to hear that shit. He tired of you. When you going to do something for him? When you gonna do something for somebody else? When you gonna fix yourself? Every day you come in asking for forgiveness because you know you ain't got your shit together. And then you gonna come in begging for more shit. And then be mad at other people and be jealous at other people. You sitting here watching me on my fucking Instagram, mad and jealous, and every time I talk, you keep telling your chick I don't like him because I'm a reflection of the shit that you supposed to be. You don't like me because I'm a reflection of what you're supposed to be. You don't like the shit that I'm saying because I'm saying it to your face. And your daddy should have told you instead of telling you was cute and you was fine. And he didn't cut your fucking hair. You kept having long hair and all of the little girls kept telling you was cute. And then you got your life fucked up because you never learned the characters and the principles of what it took to be a man. Keep asking for shit. Stop begging, nigga. Get your motherfucking life together. I'm so sick of you niggas. I'm sick of you hoes. Keep on going out here and open up your legs to every Tom, Dick, and Harry and then asking a nigga to come in and pick up the pieces because you a single motherfucking mama. Fix your fucking life. Give a fuck about how much money you make, how educated you are. You in debt. Bitch, you in debt. You got a whole payroll of debt. Nigga, you fear for student loans to get cut back on. I don't fear shit. I don't fear nothing. Keep on asking a nigga to come and pay for you. Bitch, pay for yourself. Show me that you're a working adult so that I don't have to raise another kid when I get you in my life. Keep quitting your motherfucking job talking about you the man of the house. Where we do that at? Where you do that at? Get your motherfucking life together. Who we talking to? I'm so sick. Listen. It was a concert over the weekend. Give me a second. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to get to y'all. It was a concert over the weekend. And they had Monica, Ashanti. It was in Detroit at Hart Plaza, right? They had fucking Saucy Santana and Delicious hosting, right? If this wasn't the biggest nigga convention I ever seen in my entire life. Monica fucking jumps off the stage and gets into the crowd. All I see in the comments of the videos, thank God I was over in Kentucky. All I see in the comments of the videos is, yeah, sis, she did that. Gonika's in the building. When we gonna throw away all of this bullshit that we've adopted, that's our cultural norms? At what point? So you don't know how to be a lady? You don't know how to have a level of class? You don't know how to call the security? What if he punched you in your motherfucking face? Because you jumped in the crowd after a whole man. When we going to have some decorum? When we going to start doing things the right way? When you going to be a reflection of the thing you looking to attract? Don't pray for another, listen. Don't pray for another motherfucking man in church because we don't want God to punish him by sending him to be with you. We don't want God to punish a good man by sending him to be with you. Why should you be a burden in his life? Learn to fix yourself. Stop trauma bonding. Stop putting yourself in a position to where you then have to take in additional drama into another relationship because you never fucking fixed yourself before you got into one with another dude. It ain't his responsibility. Care what these niggas is telling you out in these streets. Fix yourself. It's on you. Character. That's the thing I want you to pray for when you go to bed at night today. Character. That is the word of the day. Character. Stop gambling with your life. You gambling with your retirement. You gambling with your life, going back and forth and putting yourself in a position that's not conducive for your life. You gambling every time you open up your legs and you don't ask somebody to put on a rubber. You're not even supposed to be opening up your legs in the first place. But since you're going to open up your legs, at the very least, strap up. Gambling with your life. Gambling with your soul. Gambling with your daughter and your son's future inheritance. Every day you take a risk unnecessarily, all because you trying to be what? A real nigga and a real bitch. That's what your daddy and your pastor and all of your friends should have told you. But they not your real friends because they don't care shit about you. You can hate me if you want to. I'm the one that truly love you. I'm the one that love you in real life.